Hello, beautiful souls. How y'all doing? Welcome to Brainy Twin Gemini. If you're new, welcome. We love for you to be part of our soul tribe and our loving vibe. If you're returning sub, thank you so much for all your love, your likes, your subs, your comments, the sense of family on our channel. It truly warms my heart from the bottom of my heart for all of your trust. And I thank you all so very, very much. So I'm going to do things a little bit differently for the month of February. I'm going to be bringing you a whole bunch of videos. I'm still working on the Awakening documentary. This is something that I feel is going to take quite some time. It's always in the making, and thank you so much for your participation. My goal is to have it out in October of this year. So it's just getting the footage, getting all of this stuff put together, and most importantly, the writing. And the thoughts, I can't force it. It has to come with, free will. So thank you all for your participation. I'm doing things a little bit differently, as I said. I'm merely just a messenger on this journey of life. I'm delivered signs, syncs, and very powerful messages each and every day. And I firmly believe these messages are meant for you. This message is for divine love, twin flame, twin souls, soulmates, fated connections. However you resonate, this beautiful, profound love that came into your life. And I do masculine energy, if what's in the masculine's heart space, and if they could say anything to their beautiful feminine energy, what would it be? So a lot's been going on with the masculine energy for the last several days, and a lot of it has to do with this fear. And they fear rejection. They can feel you very, very strongly in the fifth dimension. And they've been dreaming about you frequently, and they're daydreaming of the life that they want to share with you. Their intuition is through the roof. It's amplified. They're following their intuition. Intuition, when you come into each other, is a very profound gift that you give to each other. And intuition guides you. Not only when you come into this beautiful soul, divine love, it guides you throughout life. So you could be on your way to work and your intuition is telling you not to take this way to work, to go a different way. And then you later find out that there was an accident and it would have taken you hours to get there. That's your intuition. But your intuition is what steers you and guides you through the navigation of this beautiful soul love, this soul journey. It's a very tough journey. And that when you come into each other, again, you awaken each other. There's so much that you do for each other. But there's some fear with the masculine energy, and you could maybe feel that energy transference. Transference. Fear is sometimes in all of us, and sometimes fear keeps us safe, but sometimes it can be the nemesis on the journey. And they're just the fear of rejection. Now, I want to go over this fear of rejection. For some of you, not all, whatever resonates, resonates. What doesn't, just simply pack it away in your pocket. Not everything will resonate. Fear is very prevalent in this connection. Why is that? Well, for so many reasons. When you come into each other, you have this, what you call bubble love. And it is like, you're your most beautiful, true, authentic self. You flow to each other magnetically, effortlessly, and it's just beautiful. It's raw and it's vulnerable. But I'm going to say with each energy, there's masculine and feminine energy, merely just energy. Don't get caught in that trap. That spiritual trap of I'm a female, I have to be feminine energy. You, believe it or not, you change the dynamic of energy throughout the journey. So you could be predominantly masculine at one point and feminine at another point, and you're just meant to stabilize and balance the energy within yourself. But this fear is, when you come into each other, the love is so profound and it's so vulnerable that you want to be with them 24/7. And when you are with them, time stands still. So there may be like 5 or 6 hours you'd be talking, and you're like, what? 5 or 6 hours have gone by? It's only seemed like 10 minutes. Seems like time stands still when you're together in the physical. But what it does is it invokes and it arouses the fear within you. And that is trauma. And I don't know if this resonates with everybody, but if you're, you know, when you're apart, when you're together, okay, if that makes any sense, you have this sense of fear, like this is too good to be true. You know, I've never felt this way before, and you have this innate fear that something is going to happen with this beautiful connection. And you're like, if anything happens, I don't know how, I don't know what I'll do. I've never felt this way, and that's the ego. And there's that interference of the ego and that fear of the unknown. You daydream, and the masculine is daydreaming of the life that they want to share with you, but there's so much interference in their life. And that's predominantly this clearing karma and the dark night of the soul. Many of them are going through that right now. And part of clearing karma is going through the dark night of the soul. I feel like they resonate like hand in hand. Because personally, when I was going through this journey, I went through the dark night of the soul a couple of times. And I was on my knees, bawling and crying and saying, God, why have you forsaken me? Because I was living my life cohesively until this beautiful soul came in, and it just unraveled and disrupted me so much. In this accelerated awakening, it was most confusing. And there's no right, wrong, or I don't know, there's no right or wrong way to go through this journey of life and this beautiful, beautiful love. The fear of rejection is so prevalent with the masculine energy because for some of you, not all, again, what resonates, resonates, things ended rather abruptly. And there may be an element of ghosting. Now, this is a slang term, and I'm going to do a whole video on ghosting. Ghosting is brutal, and it's not acceptable behavior. And for the ghost, the ghostee, the person that's being ghosted, it gives them this, there's no closure there. And it kind of, it goes after your self-esteem and your self-worth, and there's so many questions, and it's just, you don't have that closure. For the ghoster, they feel guilty, and there's so many reasons why they do what they do. There's narcissists out there, and there's abuse out there, and you know, you have to be able to differentiate between the two. When my beloved and I went our separate ways to heal, to go on our healing journey, he sent me a beautiful message just saying, you know, have basically a nice life, and I wish all the best for you. But and then we never spoke. We had zero contact. And even though there was some form of closure, there was no closure because I felt like this wasn't right. Like, why would you bring the most beautiful love into my life just to rip it away and take it away? But by the grace of God and the journals that I have, all of these messages and all of this wisdom came to me as I navigated the journey, ultimately back to my beloved soul in physical harmony. So they are going through a little bit, but their intuition is guiding them to the truth. They feel you very strongly. They know what 5D, you know, higher dimensions, and all of this is coming through them, through their inner guide and their intuition. And that is because of you, feminine energy. You awaken them up to such a beautiful awareness of themselves that they're navigating their journey so much differently, and since you've come into their aura, their world, their orbit, and they're forever grateful to you for that. If they could say anything to you, what would they say right now? They would just say to you, you know, you rattled my soul, I'm terrified, and I'm a mess. And that definitely resonates with the fear. So they're scared. And because as that, you know, that inner guide guides them to places of unknown, places they've never seen before, and that's the awareness, and that's the higher dimensions, it scares them. And feminine energy, it more than likely scares you too. This journey is a journey of an awakening, and so many things occur when you awaken. And again, as I said, there's no right, there's no wrong. It's how you navigate your journey. We all have a different genetic blueprint, so naturally our journeys are going to be different, but it's fearful. And I was like, what is happening to me? Like, I was like, so I thought I was living a cohesive life, But when I awakened, I realized that I was sleeping much of my life. And we have this awareness. And if this is your beautiful soul, your divine soul, you come into each other right at the right moment in time. And you invoke that awakening, and then you are meant to walk the path of unconditional love and forgiveness and awaken those around you in loving energy so that we can raise the vibration of the world that we live in, because sadly, the world is living in much of darkness, and we are meant to bring them to the light. Truly, that is, this world is plagued with darkness right now. What they realize is, Divine Feminine, nothing can sever your soul bond, our soul bond. They realize that. And believe it or not, my beloved and I talk all the time. And, I still have questions because, sometimes it does feel like it's narcissistic behavior when they just disappear and they vanish like a ghost out of your life. And I talk to them from time to time. And, you say, well, what was going through your heart and your soul when you said, have a good life, like I wish nothing but the best for you. And he truly did. He just wasn't ready to face those skeletons in his closet at that moment. But when he did go on his journey of physical separation, he said he could never get me out of his head. And it drove him crazy. He's like, I don't know why I couldn't stop thinking about you. And obviously, it was a tough journey for both of us when we were in physical separation, but we made our way back to each other because we're both have trust and we both have faith in divine God, creator, source, however you resonate. And we always kept our trust and our faith in God. And as a gift back to us, because of our trust and our faith, we got that gift of physical unity. So nothing can sever your soul bond. When I was navigating in physical separation, this stuff would come to me, and it just fell in my lap. I never looked for anything. The truth always has a way of finding its way to me by different forms and different mechanisms. And I don't know if it's my father, my mother. Our soul is eternal. I don't know if they bring this stuff to me because they've gone to the other side. But this cutting the cord, this shenanigans, it can't be. Don't even entertain that thought. It was a gift that's been given, even though it hurts, and you go through this roller coaster ride of emotions of anger, confusion, frustration, fear, loneliness, sorrow, happiness, bliss, love. It is a roller coaster ride of emotions, but nothing can sever the soul bond that you share. As I said, you came in, and the Divine Masculine knows that. They also want you to know that when they were in your physical presence, they were their true, authentic self. So, as I said earlier, you came to each other effortlessly, and your magnetic energy just allowed you to be your true, authentic self. So, if you shared all this beauty and you shared all this love, why separate? Why does this happen? It's not sustainable. Your heart would explode. It's like a volcano ready to erupt, and you're just simply not ready. There's a lot of trauma, and there's a lot of triggers. And what Source, Divine God, Universe does not want is you to take those triggers out on each other. You're meant to have pure, raw, innocent, unconditional love. And at that moment in time, you're not able to give that to each other. So they want you to know that. And also, lastly, they want you to know that they're seeing the signs and the synchronicities. And they're pretty profound. And they realize, as this awareness of themselves deepens, that nothing in life is a coincidence. And when you awaken, and the gift that you give to each other, you realize that there is no coincidences in life. It's all just divine, clairvoyance. It's all beautiful. And you're meant to see these signs. Don't look for the signs, if that makes any sense. Let the signs come to you. They're beautiful. And I know when I was on the journey, way back when, I had I was going mad. I felt like I was going mad. And once in a blue moon, I would ask for a sign. And what I would ask for is something not, you wouldn't see, like doves, for example. I saw them every single day. I see them every single day. To me, it just reminds me that I'm a messenger on a journey. But one thing I wouldn't see was black butterflies. They're not very common here in Canada. And I would ask for that. I'd say, God, can you send me a black butterfly, please? Just to prove that I'm not insane and this is truly a divine love and that we are truly meant to be together in this world, in this earth, at this moment in time. And sure as shit, that black butterfly would come. I was on a video conference call at work, and I was outside, and I was obviously facing the computer, and the person that I was on the video conference call said there was a black butterfly flying in the back of me, of my head. I obviously couldn't see it because it was behind me. Butterfly is very prevalent too, because I just had a dream last night about this butterfly that would not leave, like it was on my shoulder. So if a butterfly resonates, that message is for you. And a butterfly represents rebirth and transformation. So you're rebirthing and transforming into something new. So now I'm going to do the overall energy of this beautiful, beautiful connection. So for both your beautiful souls, intuition is on steroids right now, and it's guiding you to the truth of oneself and to each other. There's an element of mystery there for each other, because generally when you're in physical separation, there is no contact, there's zero contact. And why? It's God's protection. So as much as you want to reach out, and you have had your phone so many times, both of you, and you've articulated these messages, but you just can't hit send. Is that the ego? Is that pride? I have no idea. But I do know that when we were apart, there were so many times that I would articulate, and I'm like, no, I'm not sending this. Whatever's meant to be will be. Whatever in divine time it will be. And it was almost like there was this protection. So, there is that element of mystery, worrying about, like, and believe it. Again, I always want to say, merely just a messenger here. You can listen to whoever you want to. There's shameful souls out there monopolizing off vulnerable hearts, and that is, it truly is a sin. That's why I embarked on this journey so many years ago, because I just wanted to eradicate the dishonesty on our journey of life and this journey of love. But there's an element of mystery. You're curious. You wonder, what is that person doing? What is this person doing? When I was in physical separation, I was becoming the best version of myself, and that's what you're meant to do. You're meant to come to your true authenticity and have a love for yourself that you never had before. I was successful. I was living cohesively, just got out of a 20-year marriage. I thought my life was happy. But then when I came into this beautiful soul, I realized that there was so much that I was harboring down deep within the inner depths of my soul that I wasn't facing, and I truly wasn't happy, and I wasn't liberated, and I wasn't free. And then when we went our separate ways, I became the best version of myself, and I truly had a love for myself that I never had before in my entire life, even though I thought I did. And I was truly grateful to God for this being in my life. And I came to the conclusion that if we come together, we do. If we don't, we don't. But at least I'm the best version of me. And I have the utmost gratitude for that being, that soul, for coming in and just completely transforming the person I was to the person I became. And there's always that element of mystery there. For some of you, you're repeating the same cycle. It's that same old story, that never-ending song. You're on this Ferris wheel, and you keep going round and round and round and round, and you're not getting off the cycle. Is it the cycle of addiction? It could be so many things. A cycle of abuse. Are you in this narcissistic relationship yourself that you're not feeding your soul with the love that and the forgiveness that it rightfully deserves? So, and I don't know who that message is for, but some of you are perpetuating the same cycle. Is there a friend in your life that is legacy? And what I mean by legacy is, are they there like, you know, from 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, 5 years, but they're toxic and they're drama? And you have this sense of loyalty to them because they've been in your life through thick and thin, but yet they're very judgmental, and maybe you need to reevaluate the people in your tribe, because not everybody's there to help you. They're there to hinder you. So is that the cycle? And lastly, the overall energy is the mask. You're both taking off your mask, layer by layer, piece by piece. The masculine energy said that they were their true authentic self when they were with you, and they are getting to their true authentic self, you know, one layer at a time. You don't just miraculously wake up and go, hallelujah, I'm awakened, now come back into my life. Awakening is a lifelong journey. And when you get to the end, you find bliss, you find peace, you find happiness, and you just find absolute harmony. But that harmony comes within yourself. And don't be fooled that once you get your twin, all of a sudden that harmony, that peace and balance comes. All of that has to come within you first. And when it does, that's when the beauty and the magic of this connection blossoms into fruition. So, what beautiful message are you going to take today? And this is for both of your beloved souls. And again, I just want to thank you all so much for your love, your likes, your comments, your subscriptions. You are beautiful, you are loved, and you are forgiven. And just know that. So the beautiful message for you beautiful souls today is, let us be the love we seek. Let us be the change we wish to see. Let us freely give to one another without condition, for it is in giving that we receive. And that's exactly that. And the change, the transformation, the rebirth, the butterfly. And one thing I want to say about the butterfly, and it's ironic how I had that dream, is always give thanks without condition before you receive. And that's unconditional love. And we often want to put a label on love, but love has no conditions if you truly love that person. You forgive them for, you know, some of the things that they do, because some things that people do, they do out of trauma, and they do out of their own false protection, if that makes any sense. We put barriers up, we put walls up, and that is to protect us from hurt. So sometimes, you know, that protection is there not to let the hurt in, you know. So that's all I have for you beautiful souls. Again, thank you all so much. You know, kindly hit the notification bell, subscribe, comment. If you want a free 4-card message, any of your choice, I will be announcing the winners every Saturday or Sunday. And good luck, beautiful, beautiful souls, and have a beautiful, wonderful day.